So this top guy is, I don't know if he's rat aggressive. I don't know if he's got super high testosterone, but I know he's got a very hard mouth. My boy who's in the box right now was like 3 pounds. This guy's barely a pound. If my dominant male wanted to kill this rat, he'd do it in 3 minutes flat. We know that about rats. That being said, my dominant rat is super gentle. You just kind of nudge him on the side and he's right on his back, you know, doing that thing with the chubby face and the I'm so happy look, licking your finger while you're scratching his belly type of dude. You know, this guy's 8 months. I got him from I rescued him. His brother was all bitten up, and I did see his brother try to initiate sort of a little bit of light aggressive behavior, so I thought the other guy was starting crap. Maybe he was, I don't know. But this guy, I guarantee I didn't see it. I was gone for 30 minutes after they were in the cage for about 12 hours together. You know, some normal tussling, that's it. And I guess as soon as this guy felt situated, him and my boy who just is poking his head out right there with the albino homeboy who annoys him so much. He bit him 3 or 4 times. I can't tell. One might have just been really bad or 2 bites right on top of each other. But I guarantee you he just was surprised because he's so gentle. He's got 2 really small rats. You know, obviously we know that he could kill. That, you know, he's never drawn any blood on either one of them. So, yeah, this guy really bad. Just the albino is super docile with other rats, constantly on his back or whatever. And I put him up there with him in that enclosure on the top for a second. And he just didn't even seem like this guy meant. He didn't seem vicious. He just is very hard-mouthed, and he bit the crap out of this guy. A behavior I've never seen before is when this guy likes to steal the hairless. And so he'll steal from these guys, and if he successfully gets it away, they leave him alone, and he goes somewhere and stores it and goes and looks for more food to steal from them that I'm feeding them. So they just come to me. But this guy, when he dropped it, he so first he chased him, which I was surprised, but when he dropped it, he still and tried to run, or he didn't try to get the bread back from him. He just bit him. And he dropped it and ran, and he turned and followed him, but he knew the escape route because he's a new guy, so he couldn't catch him. And he's obviously, the hairless is tiny and very, very fast, so no one can catch his ass. But yeah, I mean, my hairless is on top of this guy, force grooming him all the time, top of this guy all the time. And he bit him the lightest. He kind of nipped him. So yeah, but I don't really feel the need to make a video or try to get him out or anything. Rats heal quick. I took a Q-tip and I administered some antiseptic cream, and just kind of, you know, you got it. When you do that, you just need to be prepared to hold them for a couple hours, which is obviously not a big deal for a rat owner. Let it do its trick, and then if there's any real residue, you can wipe it off or not. But whatever. It's just a tiny amount. So these guys, obviously, they started the video because he's super curious and he's interacting, and technically this rat could go wherever he wants, but he's obviously staying right in that area, allowing himself to be inspected. And I think it's a bit ironic that this guy wants to touch his feet with his teeth through the cage, the top bottom, so he'll kind of nibble on his toes. And he always squeaks and jumps. That was that jump, and that squeak. So he really doesn't like that. And I think it's kind of ironic that he's powerless. I think in his brain, but yo, so this is what I've done for this guy so far. The super aggressive guy. I have some of his stuff down there, and I have only their stuff that they've been, because the albino was in there today. The hairless loves to go in there. It's kind of small for the big guy, but so that the tube itself is scented heavily, and I took some of the bedding out of their cage, and I stuffed it in there, so he's actually gonna have to pull that out if he wants to get in there with and only have his scent. And the other 3 things that I've done is I physically, with my hands, like physically rolled him over to um, basically force groom him. I used my forearm, like the butt of my hand, sort of this part. So it would be harder for him to bite me, but he didn't squeak once. I literally kind of pinched pretty hard on the side of his head, like on his neck where they force groom each other. And I ended up pinching him pretty hard. I don't have nails or teeth to draw blood, but if I and he totally put up with it. He did not squeak at all. He did not attempt to bite me one time. I was only speaking his language to him. And the other 2 forced groomings I did have been physical baths. So, and neither time he does not like them. And you can see he's freshly washed now. And he already, I was much more gently sort of maybe giving him a scratch to get some of that moisture off his skin, like, you know, nicely grooming him. And he just totally accepted my hand in the cage. And this is only maybe 36 hours after I've had him. And I think it's really good that the hairless boy, I call him Frisky, and the white guy, that's Biscuit, and my dominant male, who just looked at me, his name is Black Jesus. He knows who he is. He's a rock star. Yeah. What up? Word. So that's what we're doing, man. But I know what it was. It's like 2 homeboys are slap boxing, and then one throws a punch, and the other is always like, bro, why did you do that? And so I guarantee that was his deal, because, you know, he's just, you know, super docile, and you know, loves his belly rubbed, and he's an old guy, 1.5, 2 maybe. So pretty good health. He was snake food, trying to be snake food, and snake food if they hadn't got him. But he's the better story of where I got him from. The actual pet company itself, they sell them as feeders, but what they do is all the rats are bred and born into the same litter, and they pick the ones who don't bite ever. After 3 or 4 weeks, they're, you know, a bunch of rats have bitten them and acted shitty, and they're like, okay, you're snake food. And all of the ones that have nice behavioral traits to them, they sell as pets. That's how I got this hairless. And interestingly, they sold this guy to me for $7, because the dude was like, look, man, I've had rats, I'm a snake owner. That's how I started to get interested. So I mean, it's very responsible rat breeding, right out of the pet store itself, I think. So my name's Mike, and if you want more rat videos, then get at me and let me know. Bye.